4, 3, 5. Go.
Good morning from SuperSport Park, and I'm with the hero of the final session yesterday, Sia Plaki, a remarkable spell of 4 for 34 in just 7 overs, which has turned this game on its head. Sia, you must have been delighted with your work in that final session.
It was a really good day out. We knew it was going to be a challenging afternoon, but there was an opportunity to do something special yesterday. And I think as soon as we came out to bowl in the afternoon there, we kind of had our mindset on kind of breaking the game open and giving us a chance to create something on day 4. And I think we did that pretty well.
You were the man who really broke the game open in that final session, and you're doing all of this on your Lions debut. It's fantastic to come into a team and perform so well, isn't it?
It is a special feeling, but it was set up quite nicely by the opening bowlers. I think we worked really well together. The energies were up throughout the day. To do it on my debut was quite a special feeling. This is an amazing team, amazing setup. The backing is amazing, but we still have a day to go here today, and I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
Yesterday obviously ended brilliantly for the DP World Lions, but at the start it was quite a tough situation you guys were in, trailing by 99 runs with just 4 wickets in hand, and then you lost an early wicket in the first over of the day. But coming into this team, it seems like there's an enormous belief that even when your backs are against the wall, someone will stand up. In the morning it was Delana Potgieter with Bjorn Fortuin and Cody Youssef, and then the attack in the afternoon. Just do you feel that belief coming into the team?
100%. The guys speak of a very high standard on the side, and it's seen throughout at training, in games, the way we speak in our team chats. It's no surprise to see what happened here yesterday. The fight that was put on by the guys was exceptional in the morning, and it obviously set us up for the day. I think when you see guys like Delano and the lower order guys doing what they did in the morning yesterday and throughout the day, it kind of gives you something to keep going, and I think that we backed it up quite nicely with the ball as well.
Lastly, momentum multiplied Titans are effectively 124 for 9, so leading by 124. What do you think you guys will be comfortable chasing, and how's the pitch playing?
The pitch still has quite a bit in it. We saw yesterday afternoon. I think you just really got to run in and hit your straps and hit the deck quite hard. It is still a bit challenging for the batters, so we're probably still going to have to look to bat really well here today. In terms of a total, I don't want to really put a number on it, but I think that we are comfortable chasing whatever that we set out to do. The guys obviously back themselves, I back them, we back each other. I think we're in a good position to do something special here today.
Thanks very much, Sia. Very well bowled, and good luck today.
Thanks.
I'm with Momentum Multiply Titans head coach Ravesh Gobint. Ravesh, it must have been a very frustrating day for the Titans yesterday because you've played 2 days of really good cricket. We're in a very good position in the morning, got an early wicket, and then just things seem to go wrong for you the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think in a 4-day competition, you need to make sure that you rock up and you perform every day. Day 3, generally moving day in Test cricket and in first-class cricket. So we saw that definitely yesterday. I was pretty pleased with the effort with the bowlers in the morning, like you said. We've had a tough couple of weeks, spending a lot of time in the field, and I was really happy with the way they went about it. And just with the batting, I think we're actually losing wickets whenever we sort of trying to gain the ascendancy, and I think that's a mental challenge that we need to overcome.
You've just mentioned losing wickets when you're trying to gain the ascendancy. Third innings is always a tricky one, isn't it? And especially when the Lions kind of got parity on first innings, because you're trying to set up the game, you're trying to make a play, but you also don't want to get yourself into trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Lions are a champion team. You know, they've shown over the last few years why they've actually been the number 1 team in the country. It's a standard that we are obviously chasing. And yesterday they stuck to their disciplines. They were pretty smart in how they went about their business, and they applied pressure to us for long periods. We couldn't really get away with a bat. There was intent from the batters, but I mean that relentless pressure eventually we actually did succumb to. But I mean, there were some positives there. Luandre would look like he was trying to pull the game back into our favour, but unlucky that he lost his wicket when he did. Like I said, timing wasn't perfect. But yeah, I mean, we'll try and fight this morning, get a couple more, and then, you know, day 4 wicket at Centurion. If we get the new ball to do something, we could still be in this.
Just some small key moments going against the Titans yesterday, but if Titans could get a lead of, say, 180, you would feel that could be competitive here.
Yeah, I mean, you're always trying to find the positives, right? That's part of the process. We understand that we are behind the game, but we also understand that if we do get the ball in the right place, there's no reason why we can't do to them what they did to us.
Great. Thanks very much, Ravesh, and all the best for today.
Thanks, Ken.
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. See, you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like Nintendo. See, you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso. I can't relate.
I'm ready. Well, yeah, it's fine if you got the time. And intend to get yourself in. And here it's fine. Lately, I just feel like I can't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time, and I know that it's true. Me and you, I could love you for life.
What is purpose? If it only lives in your head, a boardroom, a promise. What is purpose if only an idea? If it does not become what it can be? You see, where purpose finds passion, when it takes action, the world is a better place. When it becomes real, when it delivers peace of mind, purpose becomes a force for change. It changes circumstances. It changes livelihoods. It changes futures. It comforts. Because when you are there for someone when it matters most, when you take a stand for the vulnerable, when you invest in education, when you put food on the table, you're not just talking. AFBOB, here for you in more ways than you can imagine.
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you. New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
You got my head above the clouds, my feet above the ground, and I'm not coming down, 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 down. Got my speakers pumping loud, I'm feeling every sound, and I won't turn them down, 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 down.
And it's not a starry sky, my baby told me with a sigh. Words that came across as a doubt. I reassured that every day my love is
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet I kiss so? See you can't sleep, baby, I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like Nintendo. See you can't sleep, baby, I know that's that me espresso. I can't relate to
I'm ready. Well, yeah, it's fine if you got the time and the chance to get just tell me. And here it's fine.
Lately, I just feel like I can't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time, and I know that it's true. Me and you, I could love you for life.
What is purpose? If it only lives in your head, a boardroom, a promise. What is purpose if only an idea? If it does not become what it can be? You see, where purpose finds passion, when it takes action, the world is a better place. When it becomes real, when it delivers peace of mind, purpose becomes a force for change. It changes circumstances. It changes livelihoods. It changes futures. It comforts. Because when you are there for someone when it matters most, when you take a stand for the vulnerable, when you invest in education, when you put food on the table, you're not just talking. AFBOB, here for you in more ways than you can imagine.
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
Good morning again from SuperSport Park in Centurion. Day 4, the final day of this CSA 4-day domestic series match between the Momentum Multiply Titans and the DP World Lions. And there you see the Lions in a huddle after a quite spectacular finish to the third day for them when they took 7 Titans wickets for just 106 runs to leave the Titans precariously placed on 142 for 9. And that's a lead of just 124. I'm Ken Borland, and it's a very great pleasure to have alongside me former Proteas all-rounder Johan van der Vat.
Ken, good morning. Yeah, good morning to all the viewers out there. Yeah, it's a game that changed pretty quickly yesterday, and that's what cricket can do to you. At 4 o'clock, it looked like it could be a long day for a hard graft, but such was the bowling from the Lions that the Titans got 1 wicket in hand under pressure. The Lions, on the other hand, they would like to wrap it up as quickly as possible, keep that lead down as to a minimum. They don't want to chase anything more than 150. We feel that the wicket's still pretty good. So they'll be happy in the situation that they are in. But first things first, wrap up this innings. They need 1 wicket.
And Bjorn Fortuin has 1 ball remaining of an over. He has to complete the last ball he bowled last night. Lazard Williams rather rashly ran down the pitch and tried to hoik him over the top and sliced a catch into the covers. I think Williams was a bit freaked out. He's a left-hander, of course, and there's a little patch of rough outside the left-hander's off stump, bowling from this West Lane end, but nothing too hectic. And in fact, for a 4th-day pitch, it looks still pretty good. There's not that much wear and tear. Janko Smith is the new batsman, the last batsman who keeps that run out. Previously to getting Lazard Williams out, Bjorn Fortuin got the big scalp of Titans captain Donovan Ferreira, bowled by a delivery that did keep low. But Johan, that's fairly normal at SuperSport Park as we get to the back end of games, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to remember, yesterday, late day 3, sometimes those things can happen. You know, it's almost something that you look into a 4-day match. But looks pretty fresh. It was overcast this morning. It's starting to open up. So you feel the wicket would be settled down again this morning. So that will be good news for the Lions batters when they get this last wicket.
Traditionally, the toughest time to bat at SuperSport Park is in the morning. And Siya Blakey, the chief destroyer in that final session yesterday with 4 for 34 in 7 overs. That was his spell. He's opening the bowling from the Henop River end.
Siya Blakey is a bowler I haven't seen a lot of. Looks like a fantastic prospect. Figures of 554. First ball on the money this morning. Play and a miss.
Well, he's only played 10 first-class games before this one, Johan. He's been around the system for a while. I think injury problems and just maybe not getting enough opportunity. He's been down in the Western Cape and then moved to the Warriors. Lions took a bit of a punt on him, and, well, he's repaid them handsomely in his first game for the team. Was there bat involved there? There was a bit of a tickle. First boundary of the day, 128 for 9. You saw that previous ball, the bouncer from Siaplaki. He hit Tsepo and Ndwanwa late yesterday afternoon, a hell of a blow on the helmet, and earlier sconned Rivaldo Moonsamy as well.
A little bit straight this time from Plaiki. And Tsepo and Ndwanwa doing well, getting bat on it, stretching the lead. Just a little bit greedy. Maybe trying to bowl the magic delivery.
For quite a long time yesterday, the Lions did use a bit of a leg side theory with a leg slip and a short leg in place, and there's been some quite steep bounce bowling from that Hennops River end. A few uneven patches, if you like. And leg slip is now in place.
Oh man.
So Pamela had to use the boot, and well spotted by Tsepo and Ndwanwa, eventually convinced Janke Smith to come through for the 1.
Winning, centre please. Yep. No.
Janke Smith batting for just the 6th time in first-class cricket. Highest score of 9, so seems like a proper number 11 to me.
Yeah, here's the quick single from Ndwanwa, trying to farm the strike, which he's done so successfully. He will now take strike to Bevan Fontaine. Yeah, you feel that the Titans sort of missed a trick. If they could only get a lead close to 200, maybe 220, they would have felt that they're 100% in the game. I'm not saying they're not in the game. Cricket's a funny game. Anything can happen. They're still 100 and what's the lead now? 129. That one slips through the legs of Silly Point.
Delano Potgieter there. Ndwanwa got quite a lot of bat on it. Those either stick or they don't.
Silly Point pretty close. Almost have to catch that in the basket, not in the hands.
Yeah, Johan, you're saying about the lead and a potential target. I think like 180 might actually be quite tricky to chase down on this last day pitch. As you just see, yeah, couldn't get the hands around the ball in time. As you say, that's the sort of one you clutch in your arms, don't you?
You pouch it in the basket sometimes, if you're lucky. Yeah, 180 would have been tricky. I still think if you skittle a quick 2 or 3 wickets in your first 10 overs as a bowling side, I'm talking about the Titans. This is a massive swing. Just sort of got it over the slips, didn't make contact that he was after. Yeah, but I still think the Titans will believe if they can get it up to 150, that lead. The lead's now 132. And you make inroads pretty quickly. There's always a chance. It is a day 4 wicket. Get the butterflies going in the Lions team.
confidently played by Tsepo Ndwanwa. He showed in the first innings that he can certainly hang around there. That's well struck wide of mid-on, and he'll get a well-played boundary for that. Ends the over. 150 up for the Titans, 153 for 9 now.
Maybe just a little bit too straight from Bjorn Fortuin. But that's what Tsepo Ndwana has to do. He has to keep the scoreboard ticking. It's not only about survival. He will be the senior partner in this partnership, which is the last one. And you see a little bit full, maybe a little bit straight, but he had to take a chance. And beautifully played through mid-wicket.
Yeah, I think Titans will also be mindful that the best time to bowl is in the morning here. So, as you say, no point in just occupying the crease and not adding anything to the target. That's missing leg stump. One of the slips is coming out. Going to a mid-wicket position. Almost a catching mid-wicket. Hooked away on the bounce to fine leg.
Wait. Oh. Nice, Cody.
It'll be interesting to see who bowls from the West Lane end after these last 3 deliveries of the over. Bjorn Fortuin had to complete an over this morning, but Johanna, are you backing pace from the other end as well? Cody Yusuf, maybe?
Yeah, he completed, but he got another one after that. I think they might go with Bjorn Fortuin for a couple more, maybe change the field a little bit, more of an in-out field, make sure when Tsepo is on strike, he's got his boundary riders, protection. But also the attacking options that needs to be there for the wicket-taking delivery. So I feel he might have another go.
Yeah, spinner against number 9 and number 11. The spinner will back himself, ain't he?
Yeah, it's also tempting. The one thing that they haven't been able to do this morning is get Janku Smith on strike for any amount of time. Tsepo has been doing very well farming the strike. They would like to bowl to Janku Smith for 4 or 5 deliveries in a row, put the pressure on either Plaatjes or Fortuin.
There's that sharp lift down the leg side again. Trying to get a tickle either to the keeper or the leg slip. Edged, and it's wide of the gully, and second slip's going to retrieve the ball from the boundary. Finding the gap well there, Tsepo Ndwanwa.
Yeah, it's the way he's got to play. He's taking his opportunities. Both the last deliveries of the previous 2 overs has gone to the boundary. A little bit wide from Sia Plaiki and thrown the full kitchen sink at it. Usually those ones fly over the slips as it did this time. End of another productive over for the Titans. The one thing that comes to mind is the Titans will be desperate for a victory. They haven't started this campaign off as they would have liked, so they will, when they get their chance to bowl, they'll come out firing. They would know it's not a long day in the field, so they will be ready and up for the challenge.
Playing him off the back foot, Janko Smith, and pays the price. Trapped LBW by Bjorn Fortuin. Keeping the spinner on was the right thing to do. It's paid dividends. The Titans are all out for 158, and they lead by 140.
Janko Smith just playing back. That's what Bjorn Fortuin does to you. He slides it into, he gets the wickets in play, and that's what they wanted. As I said earlier, they want Janko Smith on strike. He's been out there for quite some time. He's only faced 4 deliveries. But the Lions would be happy. They wanted to wrap it up as quickly as possible today. Bjorn Fortuin has done the job. He's ended up with 3 for 38 in his 16 overs. 158 all out.
Well, a target of 141 then for the DP World Lions to win this match. You can defend 140 if things go really well for the bowling side. As you say, early wickets are going to be crucial, Jan.
Yeah, knowing the Titans from all the past years, they will most certainly believe that they can wrap it up. Yeah, it was a decent start, Luandre Pretorius with his 37, but there was a little bit of a collapse yesterday afternoon, and then a wicket with the second last delivery of Lazard Williams sort of swung the whole momentum in favour of the Lions. But as I said, there will be belief, and they will come out firing the Titans a couple of wickets early. The bowler, Sia Plaiki, stands out with his fifer. He had a fantastic spell yesterday with 4 wickets yesterday. Bjorn Fortuin backing up with his 3 wickets.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting morning session. There will be probably about an hour and a half of play before lunch. Don't think the Lions can win the game in that time, but they'll be keen to get a good solid start in this run chase. There's the match situation, pretty even on first innings, but then a dramatic third innings. Johan, just briefly before we go into the break, quite often the third innings of a game is a difficult one, especially if there's parity on first innings.
Yeah, so many times they call it day 3 as moving day, and that's what happens. Sometimes for the bowling team, sometimes for a batting team. This time it was moving day for the Lions bowlers after the first 2 innings had sort of parallel to each other. This was some highlights from this morning, but that's one of the reasons why you call it moving day. You just need to make sure you're on the right side of that moving day. And the Lions, lots of hard work, and paid off later in the afternoon on day 3, and they finished it this morning.
So we'll leave you with the brief highlights from this morning's play, as the heavy roller also does its work on the pitch. Do join us in 6 or 7 minutes for the Lions chase.
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
You got my head above the clouds, my feet above the ground, and I'm not coming down, 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 down. Got my speakers pumping loud, I'm feeling every sound, and I won't turn them down, 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 down.
And it's not a starry sky, my baby told me with a sigh. Words that came across as a doubt. I reassured that every day my love.
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. Say you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like Nintendo. Say you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso. I can't relate.
I'm ready. Well, yeah, it's fine if you got the time. I am there to give just tell me. Lately, I just feel like I can't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time, and I know that it's true. Me and you, I could love you for life.
What is purpose? If it only lives in your head, a boardroom, a promise. What is purpose if only an idea? If it does not become what it can be? You see, where purpose finds passion, when it takes action, the world is a better place. When it becomes real, when it delivers peace of mind, purpose becomes a force for change. It changes circumstances. It changes livelihoods. It changes futures. It comforts. Because when you are there for someone when it matters most, when you take a stand for the vulnerable, when you invest in education, when you put food on the table, you're not just talking. AFBOB, here for you in more ways than you can imagine.
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
Just towards you.
Welcome back for the let's call it the completion of the game. There's we don't see the game going further than maybe 1.5 sessions either way. It is Dominic Hendricks, the old stalwart left-handed batter, opening for the Lions, and Richards taking guard. Halim will be taking the first ball. 141 is the target. Yeah, you feel that the Lions should be favourites, but remember, it is day 4. It's a day 4 wicket. Although the wicket still plays well, we are all set to go. Halim with the first delivery, and straight away off the mark, and that's exactly what the Lions would want to do, and get the scoreboard rolling as quickly as possible. I'm happy to say for the first time in my career, and the first time in Roelof van der Merwe's career, we have the pleasure of having the current, still Titans cricketer with us on air this morning. Good morning.
Morning, Anne. Yeah, great to be here, and unfortunately, not many to defend here, but hopefully they can get through this top order at no cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Titans, their only hope, one feels, is if they can have an early breakthrough. That's task is, for now, up to Halim. Into Hendricks. This one, that's sometimes the value of having a left-right combination. Just a little bit off to with his line. Brad White, standing umpire. I think it's Halim just asking just to flatten out those footholds a little bit with that 10-pound hammer. Just a little bit uncomfortable. That's something that you normally find mostly seamers. He's a spinner, but mostly seamers. Through the match, there's a bit of wear and tear, and it gets uncomfortable on the ankle. I don't know. The spinners sometimes struggle with that.
Yeah, we also make footholds, but normally that's too wide for the seamers. But I think Halim just wants the confidence for his front foot just to land, and you don't want to do an ankle or anything, one of those footholds. So just trying to get the confidence and letting the ball go, and try and use the new ball in this defense of 140 runs.
You're going to have to use the new balls. So what they'll do is they'll sort of just flatten the edges. So when you put your foot down, it's nice and flat. In South Africa, it's not always such a problem. When you go to the UK, you play with a county cricket, the wickets are pretty soft. And then that unevenness, shall we call it, can give bowlers some problems. Good work by the ground staff. We are ready to go. And with all that, Halim is changing the angle. He's decided to come around the wicket to Dominic Hendricks. nicely tucked in behind that one. Yeah, tell us a little bit about what is your plans, your future. We all know you're still playing white ball cricket for the Titans. That's why it's so nice to have you here. You're current, you know all the players. White ball cricket coming up, and then your next move?
Yeah, I think we start T20 comp at the end of the month. Looking forward to that. Get in the Sky Blues again, which it's an exciting time to come and play again.
That's what they're looking for. A little bit of away movement from the left-hander Hendricks. Maybe just at the last minute pulled the bat.
Yeah, I think it's quite crucial, for Khalim to, you want to make the batter play. We spoke about using the new ball, and if a batter is leaving the ball the whole time, the ball gets older, the swing gets less, and it gets harder to take those wickets that we require.
Hendricks off the mark, a little bit too straight from Khalim. It's a fine tickle down to fine leg, and that's the first boundary of the innings.
Over up. I'll go, Junior. It's so difficult to do this. Like, it won't be consistently.
It's the end of first over from Khalim, 5 without loss. The Lions would certainly look for a solid, steady start. That was the boundary for Dominic Hendricks. He's a little nerdler, so he'll be looking for things that's just offline. He loves using the pace, get inside the line, send it down to fine leg. Also, a very good square of the wicket. Janku Smith, tall, fast bowler from the Titans, to start proceedings from the river end. Straight away, some movement. That's a player I haven't seen a lot of, Janku Smith. You could, you know him probably pretty well. Tell us what his strengths are, what you see in him. This looks pretty promising. First one, nips away from the right-hander.
Yeah, he came into team to the latter part of last season, and he made an impact straight away playing red ball cricket.
Massive appeal. Umpire says it's too high. Maybe sliding down as well.
Yeah, he's one of those bowlers. He's at you the whole time. He attacks, as we always say, that top of off stump, and he bowls with a lot of energy. So. Hopefully he can run through a few and get the Titans back in this game.
Yeah, a little bit too high. Line looks good. First one sort of nipped away. This one came back at Richards.
No run.
Yeah. Like what I see, he runs in pretty hard. The one thing he's got going for him, he's a tall, lanky, looks a strong bowler. As Rudolph said, he's a guy that's at you all the time. He makes you work for your runs. He looks like he's hitting a good length this morning, early. And that's what the Titans got to do. They've got to keep asking the questions, especially with this new ball.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what's going to be required is, that pressure from both ends. Defending 140, the margins are pretty small. So, if they can build pressure from both ends, and hopefully get that breakthrough in due course.
Well, take in mind, it's only a single round, 7 matches to be played. The Dragons, they're leading. They've played 2, they've won 2. It's a competition that you do not want a slow start because it's very difficult to catch up. The Lions would dearly like another victory. They've played 2, they've won 1. So they're sort of lying in the middle of the lock. The Titans, yet to get off the mark. So one feels this game doesn't go their way. It's hard work to get yourself back. It's end of a fantastic over. Asking a lot of questions from Janku Smith. It's a maiden over. Yeah, it's the Tuskers and the Titans and Western Province yet to get off the mark. Still early days. This is round 3. There's the season so far. I think the concerning thing there, Rudolf, is the batting bonus points and especially the bowling bonus points for the Titans.
Yeah, I think it's a frustrating place for the Titans to be. You don't see the Titans that half of the log normally, but they've still got time to turn it around in the competition. Obviously, just trying to get that first win under the belt is going to be crucial for their confidence and going forward for the rest of the season.
So many times that gives you an indication maybe where the season, well, I say the season, the start of the season has gone wrong. It's a play and miss. Half appeal, well bowled from Khalim. But if I look at things like standing right now, only the 2 bowling bonus points. The leaders, the Dragons, they've got 7. So that's a massive difference. And the rest are sharing 6 and 8 and 6 bonus points. So that's maybe a concern for the coaching staff. Not if you bowl like this.
Yeah, we always say you got to be able to take 20 wickets to win games, and you got to fill those bowling points up in the first innings. That plays a big part in being successful.
Again, one slides past the outside edge. I like that length a little bit more. The previous one might be a couple of feet too short. This one, get Dominic Hendrick coming forward. It's most likely where you're going to get that outside edge. 2 slips, waiting. Also got a leg slip. If I see that as a captain, I'd be tempted to pull that leg slip over to a 3rd slip. Maybe 2 slips in a gully. Khalim, for me, he's a player that has grown massively, let's say, in the last 2 or 3 seasons. He's always been there and thereabout. He's had the opportunity to play for his country. That would have given him a lot of confidence. He's a quality class all-rounder. He's way capable with the bat. And he always gets something out of the new ball. Just the one, as most bowlers do sometimes. After beating the bat a couple of times, we look for the magic one.
That greediness will always be there. Guys are searching for wickets, and I think the Titans are in a situation where they need quick wickets. But as we always say, you don't want to be searching for it. That's where the runs come, and it just takes a bit of pressure off the Lions batters. And the Lions Lions battle understand the new ball is going to be challenging, but they know if they get through this new ball, get the bowlers in second spells, it'll be a long way there.
One of those chases that it can be tricky. You're not always exactly sure how to go about it. Should I be really positive? Should I just wait it out? But then you're not going anywhere. So a little cameo, maybe a little 40 off 40, goes a long way in chasing something down like 140. 135 is needed still. But the main thing is there's no wickets. There hasn't been a breakthrough. Again, excellent from Khalim.
Yeah, I think a cameo could come in handy, chasing 140. But also I don't think the Lions want to put them in a situation where they lose 2-3 quick wickets or just open the door and a few more quick ones fall. So as I said, they want to understand what's required here. There's no time restriction here, so they got time to do it, and just get the bowlers into the second, third spells and wait for that ball to get older and then capitalise.
Yeah, if you noticed, very interesting name on that list, Themba Bavuma. He's had a niggle with the injury. That's the South African A squad playing against India A. But the interesting is the Proteas captain Themba Bavuma did not play the previous test, the last test in Pakistan, which means he's been on the recovery trail to get himself fit for the rest of the season. Marcus Ackerman will be captaining this side, the SAA side.
Yeah, it's good to see a few names that's involved in this game that's going to be involved in that. So, it's going to be a tough task against India. They always have a good side and good depth to put out.
Another name that saw is Red Hamza. He is currently with the Proteas, so he gets another chance in the SAA side. It's going to be interesting for all the cricket lovers and all the Protea followers to see what the selectors are going to do with the Protea side. I don't see too many changes. All depends on the wicket. You expect another turning one. That's test match start next week. Short up and over from Dominic Hendricks. It is exactly what we've talked about earlier. He likes to use the width and the pace, and he will guide you through the gap.
Yeah, it wasn't a very convincing shot, but that's what those 2 overs of good bowling and solid bowling has done. It's forced him to play a shot like this. He wasn't in control, but just got it through the point gully area, 4 runs, which is handy for them at this stage.
Yeah, at first glance I thought it was up and over, but he didn't get the elevation he was looking for, so that went catching height. Fortunately for Hendricks, he found the gap. 2 straight this time. It's worked off the legs. A lot of work for the fielder. Fine legs coming around. Now they're going to turn for 3. It's 3 more to the scoreboard, and it's a very good over for the Lions. Interesting for me. I certainly have my views as an ex-bowler. For Janko Smit straight away goes around the wickets to Dominic Hendricks. Now back over the wicket, Joshua Richards on strike. Maybe a point that we can discuss when Hendricks is on strike again. Bounce, outside edge pound in the gap again. Luck going with the Lions at this stage. It's the second boundary of the over.
Yeah, I think the positive thing, and encouraging thing is they're finding the edge and they're creating chances. I think, obviously the more those boundaries come and, the unlucky are just straight through that gap. It could have gone to hand, and then you start creating that rolling ball of wickets and a bit more pressure. But yeah, on this occasion, he got away with it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic length that Janko Smith's bowling. There's steep bounce. Sort of caught the batsman on the shoulder of that Kookaburra. Luckily for Richard, it's found the gap. Again, beautiful bowling. That's the end of an over. It's an expensive one, and maybe a lucky one for the Lions, but they'll take it. 11 runs coming from it.
Come on here, Daisy. You so tuned.
Coming back to my point, I'd like to see this. This is the one that we spoke about around the wicket. Straight away, I would like to see him maybe when there's a little bit of movement. We saw the movement away from the right-hander. Maybe just start over the wicket, see if you can get LBW, see if you can get that natural angle, the one that doesn't swing back or hold its line, which will bring your slips into play.
Yeah, I think, obviously you do a lot of analysis as bowlers on batters, and a lot of things about the left handers is they've always faced a lot of bowling from over the wicket, and I think there is trends that happen over careers and seasons, and I think they're also just trying to exploit that. Maybe he's got a high rate of getting out to bowlers coming around, so I think that could be at the point.
Dominic Hendricks, he's been playing for a very long time on the circuit, so these teams know each other's weaknesses and strengths. Same thing for Khalim. He's also straight away around the wicket.
And obviously Hendricks is as you said, he's a seasoned campaigner. He'll understand what is required. Yeah, it's going to be tough now for him. With the ball going around, it looks like both the bowlers got a lot of energy about them. So he'll just ride it out and wait for them to back off a bit.
Full this time, nicely driven by Hendricks. This is SuperSport Park. It's like a carpet out there. Nobody's going to catch that. And that would give Hendricks a lot of confidence. That was a beautiful stroke from Hendricks. And like so many times with a new ball, that's the times with there's a lot of gaps, as you see, a couple of slips. There's a backward point, leg slip. And also catching mid-wicket. And that means there's some gaps in the offside. And classical left-handers cover drive.
Yeah, just to your point earlier, I think obviously those first few balls to Hendricks, they struggled a bit with his line. So I think maybe he feels a bit more comfortable, and can put Hendricks on a bit more pressure from around and actually just attack that off stump.
The field will certainly suggest that. He's got a leg slip, square leg, catching mid-wicket, and then a mid-on. So you'd want to bowl pretty straight. This one, still just feel maybe half a metre fuller. It's the end of an over. Just that magical cover drive from Dominic Hendricks. 21 without loss. Patiently waiting, Joshua Richards. I think he acknowledges Uncle Smith's line and length is impeccable at this stage. Trying to build some pressure is Janku Smith. Punched off the back foot. Fielder beats the fielder, and some pressure relieved.
Yeah, I think both these batters are just getting a bit more comfortable with what's in front of them and the challenges that these two bowlers have. They have got him to play a few false shots and few's come off the edge, but I think they'll now look to be a bit more dominant in their approach.
Straight. Only going to be the single. I think with the start they've got 25 without loss. That was plan A, not to lose wickets earlier. Change room will settle that a little bit down. That 115 needed. So many times there can be some jitters in the changing rooms when you lose earlier wickets. Lions has managed to score pretty decently, just under 5. But there has been a couple of outside edges. In and over, that started well for Janku Smith, but 5 runs coming from it.
Go, Daisy. It's a little bit just, Susie. That's it.
At what stage is it time for the captain of the Titans to? He's got Lazard Williams, international player, wicket taker. He's got Junior Dala. Both these guys as bowled 3. No success yet. At what stage do you think the captain of the Titans will go? It's now time to get my senior bowler on in Lazard Williams.
Look, I think you can either go senior bowler or do you go? Do we just bowl the spinner? You know, I know it's frowned upon with the new ball, but and they are just going onto the pads there a little bit straight, and Richards just capitalizes on that and sends it to the boundary. You know, I think with opening batters in general, that's what they face. They face seam and they face the new ball. So it could be valuable just changing the pace a bit, throwing a bit of spin at them, get that breakthrough, and then you can turn to your senior seamers again and let them come and try and get a wicket with a new batter in.
Yeah, as a previous fast bowler, couldn't agree with you more. But yeah, it's always worth a go, and you can have Lazard Williams at the other end. Maybe just change the bowler, maybe a little bit of change of luck. Yeah, it's one thing that we commented on the Protea test against Pakistan. You know, there was so little seam bowlers in action. You know, and as you say, openings batsmen are used to getting their eye in against seam. So that's something you got to get used to as an opening batsman. Something that you expect, especially in the subcontinent. But there was a lot of spin being bowled in that test match. Short, Richards, hard pull, something you don't often see from Junior Dala. He's one of the best in the outfield. This time, there's a bit of a thumble, and it's the second boundary of the over.
I think that hurts the bowler, as you'd know. You try and build pressure, trying to put the batters under more pressure, and something like that happens, just relieves all of that. So yeah, now they have to start over and try and build that little bubble of pressure and hopefully get that first wicket now.
Shorter this time.
Okay, that's one for the over.
Overstepping. Yeah, 34 without loss, scoring pretty quickly now. Over 5.5. So pretty concerning for the Titans. If they felt they had a little bit of a chance, surely they must feel sooner rather than later at this scoring rate for that breakthrough. And exactly why I bring up the point that the captain might feel it is time for a change.
I think you can just see how the Lions batters also approaching this now. I think they feel they've gone through that initial period of danger and uncomfortableness, and yeah, they're starting to put the pressure back on the Titans bowlers now. And Titans don't have too many runs to play with here, so they will definitely feel the pressure. And you know, even if they lose 1 or 2 wickets here, they can just rebuild and get to that winning target.
Yeah, experience to come. Risa Hendricks, Van Buren, he's been playing for a few seasons, so quality to come. Massive appeal. Umpire says no. Does that come off the shoulder? And that's also the end of the over. What are we doing? One more?
Was that close? Yeah, it's close to the back. by you.
This is the appeal. Umpire says he thinks that came off the shoulder. I think that's a good decision.
No.
Yeah, as we just change commentary, that was say goodbye to Rolf van der Merwe. Ken comes in with me. Ken, our discussion at this stage was, when is the time for the Titans to change? As a captain, both these players, Janko Smith now in his fourth, they're scoring at close to 5 runs and over. I think sooner rather than later. It should be time full. This one is slashed through the covers. Another boundary for Dominic Hendricks. The Lions batters are now starting to put the foot down.
Yeah, they've rattled up 39 now in no time at all, and it's tricky because Diane Khalim especially posed a few problems with some movement out there. Janko Smith has also not bowled too badly, but there've just been a few too many 4 deliveries, and they just don't have much wiggle room, the Titans, and especially now with the runs flowing.
I don't think they've bowled too badly, Janko Smith and Khalim. I feel Khalim maybe half a meter, maybe too short. The one thing that I've got in mind is that they have got Lazard Williams, in my view, probably the senior bowler. We haven't seen him in this inning, so I don't think it's long. Maybe with a spinner, but the captain has to change things up. There's not a lot of time left. That lead is that to win is almost under 100. 102 needed now. So one feels that change-ups around the corner. Pretty good running from Dominic Hendricks.
Yeah, in this sort of situation for the bowling side, you've got to really make an immediate impact with the ball. You can't be settling into your spells and taking 3 or 4 overs to get going. There just isn't the time, as you say, for the Titans. So I agree. Lazard Williams needs to have a go. Junior Dala as well.
No run!
No, you just feel Joshua Richards has played really well, 18 of 23. So did Dominic Hendricks. Just feeling a little bit more comfortable. I think the change room will feel way more comfortable after they're on 40 without loss. That's the main thing. I think that is the first objective. Is try and get through this new ball without too much damage, because it can be tricky chasing 140. But if you had the start like they've had now, I think it sort of settles down the change room. That's the end of the over. Again, 5 runs from the over, 40 without loss.
You said it right from the outset of the innings, Johan, that the Titans had to take early wickets. And I guess for the batting side, the openers, you're looking for that sort of 40-run opening partnership. Just get the target down below 100. And so everything's gone the Lions' way so far. That they've had a few scares. They've played and missed a few times. But I'm frankly a bit surprised that Khalim is continuing. Not that he's bowled badly, but you just feel you also want Lazard Williams and Junior Dala to have a newish ball to try and make the breakthrough.
And I think both of them, especially Lazard Williams, should be the senior bowler. He's an international. He's played a lot of international cricket. Good to see him fit again. First of all, he's come back from an injury. But Khalim will get another field change. Looks like a change of plan. Third man, fine third man. Leg gully, mid wicket, deep square leg. It's going to be short. That's the new plan. They feel that they're just going to maybe try and reverse the pressure on the Lions batsmen with setting the field, setting a couple of traps, and see what they do. So they've got deep square, deep fine leg, very fine third man. That's for the ramp or the top edge. They've got a leg gully, a sort of fourth slip on the leg side, and a mid wicket, which tells you it's going to be the good old bumper ploy. Double bluff, full and straight. Dominic Hendricks has been around the block too many times to miss out on those ones. And it is, as we said earlier, it's like a carpet out there, SuperSport Park. You're not going to chase it down. This outfield is gorgeous.
Yeah, looking in pristine condition, and Dominic Hendricks is looking in pristine touch as well. Batted really well in the first innings for 79. Joshua Richards also got a half century. They put on 85 for the first wicket. And for batters in form, you can't be bowling long half volleys. It's interesting, the mid wicket is quite deep. He's almost like a cow corner brought in from the boundary, which must be for the top edge pull or hook.
Yeah, that or the miss it. And I set the double bluff because the field is set, the trap is set for bounces. And then the double bluff came and he tried the full and straight one, but Dominic Hendricks has seen it all. His old hand, solid openings batsman, the left-hander, little nuggety left-hander. Takes strike again, Khalim, halfway through this over. And he just tickles it around the corner. I don't know if there's enough pace in the wicket for this ploy with your leg slip. But you got to try something. That's what the Titans are feeling right now. That shows the pressure. That lead is also dipped. That target, I should say, under 90, under 100.
And possibly the wrong bowler for the ploy as well. Dayan Khalim's a more pitch it up, swing it, move it around bowler. If you do want to do a leg theory attack, Junior Dala is probably your perfect man. He did that in the first innings to good effect, got 3 wickets.
Around the wicket now to the right-hander, Joshua Richards. Again, deep third. Deep backward point. Fine leg. Deep squared. Half deep mid-wicket. So that looks like the ploy again. Yeah, and how long can this ploy continue? I agree totally with you. Not that Khalim is doing a bad job, but you need some pace. I think both Dala and Lazard Williams would be suited to this ploy. Even Janku Smith, tall, lanky, fast bowler, gets a lot of bounce.
Leg slip and play now again.
Richards, let this one go by. Again, keeping up with the rate. 5 again from the over. Scoring rate over 5 to the over, which will make the coaching staff and the change room pretty happy from the Lions' point of view. They do not want to hang around and dawdle to this target. Make sure, because it's a tricky target, you want to make sure you get a good start. At this stage, they're getting a good start with a good run rate. Just makes that tricky total of 141 a lot easier.
And it's also difficult for the Titans because defending such a low total, you don't really have the opportunity to build pressure through dot balls and that. You all-out attack, basically, which does give opportunities to score as well.
Janku Smith again. This one is short. I think the timing is quite there, but they're going to turn for 3, and the runs keep flowing. Yeah, there'll come a time when the Titans, we're going to have to keep an eye on it, where the body language will go where they almost feel that we had to get a breakthrough, 2, maybe 3, within this first 10 overs. Haven't done so. That score's creeping up close to 50. 48 without loss now.
No run.
I know that it's probably what the Titans usually do is give their new ball bowlers 5 overs to open the bowling. That's maybe like the template they use, but you've got to adapt to the situation, don't you?
I can't agree with you more. It is so strange to see Janku Smith getting another over, and again, he hasn't bowled badly. It's just that you got to change it up. See if there's some more luck with it. And it's short. This one is smashed through mid wicket. 50 comes up to the scoreboard, and it sort of just backs our theory. Not that it's a theory, but I think the batsman must be pretty pleased and comfortable at this stage.
10 fours in that 50, Johan, and that tells the story of there's been some good bowling, but there've also been some indifferent deliveries which have been punished.
Yeah, I briefly discussed this with Rudolf. Multiplied Titans, momentum multiplied Titans. Way at the bottom of the table regarding bowling bonus points. They only got 2. Has to be a concern for the rest of the season.
Yeah, their first 2 matches were in those graveyards for pace bowlers of Paul and Potchefstroom. But look, their opposition managed to bowl the Titans out twice, cheaply enough. So, yeah, the bowling attack, definitely a concern. Duan Janssen has a niggle. I do think the outfit that they fielded today is probably quite close to their first choice bowling attack. And with Western Province in a strong position in their match against the Dragons in Cape Town, the Titans could well be rock bottom at the end of this round of fixtures.
Yeah, it's not the sentence that you normally hear from the Titans. Rock bottom.
But wayward there from Janku Smith, and keeper Pretorius can't get to it either. Another 4 runs to the tally.
Yeah, and with that good start, the players are going to have a drink. 57 without loss after 10.
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
You got my head above the clouds, my feet above the ground, and I'm not coming down, 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 down. Got my speakers pumping loud, I'm feeling every sound, and I won't turn them down, 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 down.
In this night, a starry sky, my baby told me with a sigh. Words that came across as a doubt. I reassured that every day my
New Mitchum Ultimate 72-hour odor protection with skin breathable formula. Mitchum, true to you.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. See, you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like Nintendo. See, you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso.
Yeah, Josh, change him over. Right him over.
Drinks is a thing of the past, and the change we've been asking for has finally come after 10 overs. The senior man, Lazard Williams, yeah, he's on the comeback trail from an injury. He's been playing for a month or so, maybe a bit more. Myself and Ken has just felt that he is the guy that can make things happen. He's a wicket taker. Felt maybe an over or two earlier, but he's in the attack now. No slips, attacking field, short leg, leg slip, leg gully almost, deep square, deep mid wicket. Not giving him much to work with except short deliveries. That's obviously the plan now for the Titans.
No slip has got me very baffled, Johan. I mean, even if you're bowling short, there's a chance it goes on the... How about a gully as well?
Yeah, the one you fend off comes to mind when you say that. The short pitch delivery, so many times it gets fended off to gully or fourth slip. So maybe somebody there, but there's no one. Just the three on the offside. It's a third man, deep point, and a shortish cover. The rest you'll find on the leg side.
Lazard Williams wasn't at his best in the first innings, 17 overs, 1 for 64, but that's not too surprising, given he hasn't played red ball cricket for a long time.
Nearly. A little bit uncomfortable for Richards. Yeah, it's almost as if they've set the trap and they're waiting for the mistake from one of these two Gauteng Lions batsmen.
That was a sharp delivery from Lazard Williams. He's slippery as a quick bowler.
Short again, this time he splits the two fielders on the leg side, and as before, plan's not working for the Titans. Runs keeps flowing for the Lions.
That one didn't really get up to the sort of height that would make it difficult for the batsman at all. You see sort of hip high, easy put away for Josh Richards. Josh Richards would have seen the acres of space on the offside. There's a deep backward point and a third man, but just one man in front of square on the offside, and he was looking to almost tennis smash that to the boundary on the offside.
End of an over. I'm not sure exactly what the plans are for the Titans. I'd like them to get those edges in play, a little bit more attacking fields. Maybe not a bad idea to just throw it to the spinner. Junior Dala. He's also very experienced, has been playing for the Sky Blues for a very long time. Also had international colours. Played for South Africa a few games. But a workhorse for the Titans. He's into the attack.
If we look at how the wickets fell in the innings prior to this, which kind of gives you a sort of idea what the pitch is doing, there were 2 batsmen bowled, another one LBW, 2 caught by the wicketkeeper, and they were both traditional edges, movement off the seam, well pitched up balls. Khalim was caught in the gully. That was on the front foot, edging. Lazard Williams was a down the wicket, slicing a slog. But, the Lions certainly targeted the stumps and the edges a lot more than the Titans have done in this game.
Yeah, that suggests to me a fuller length. Just in the small summary you gave us, a few times you said on the front foot, catching the outside edge, which was normally in the ploy on SuperSport Park. There is a little bit of steep bounce from the Enops River end. Maybe some frustration for the Titans, which leads to this ploy.
Reminds me a little bit of a rugby team who's down like 40-0 and in the last 15 minutes just decides, well, we can't win the game, but we're gonna hurt some people now.
We can't win the game, but we're going to try and win the fight. Throw a couple of punches, make them remember us. Yeah, certainly. So short, this one is picked up, and it's gone all the way. That's one of the dangers if you employ this sort of tactics to Joshua Richards and Dominic Hendricks, that is clearly in form with their runs in the first innings as well.
And is it Rivaldo Moonsamy who's got a long journey up the stairs, down beyond Castle Corner, the swimming pool and lovely entertainment area which I believe is being expanded for the new season. So that's good news for spectators. Yeah, Moonsamy up and around and back down again now. He's retrieved the ball.
Our runs is flowing. Also, interestingly enough, it's towards the shorter boundary. Also quite a stiff breeze blowing, so it's almost also hitting with the breeze. Yeah, the Lions, Richards and Hendricks looking comfortable. Both scoring close to run a ball. 68 after 11. That run rate now creeps up to close to 6. Some running repairs for Junior Dala.
He does hit the ground hard, Junior Dala, even if it's with the wrong foot. In his delivery stride, he's a big leap and he's a powerfully built man. A lot of pressure on the landing area there.
Question is, what's next for Dala? The short one has gone all the way full. This time he gets punished through the offside. A fantastic shot from Richards. Finds the gap, and that's 4 more.
Yeah, in comparison to the previous delivery, that was almost a sort of floated up. Too much width as well.
Maybe the one concern, one little criticism in the past, Dala, he can be expensive at times, but he's a wicket taker. He takes wickets often. Short, smashed for 4. And we are past halfway stage for the target, moving up to 76, and there's just no stopping this DP World Lions.
Well, we mentioned it yesterday that in his Division 1 4-day career, Junior Dala goes for more than 4 runs and over, which is quite high for a frontline fast bowler. He doesn't seem to mind too much. He's always after the wickets. Josh Richards is just playing with tremendous freedom.
Maybe a little bit of a better length from Dala. It's over that has conceded 15 runs.
Well, tempers are flaring. Unfortunately, the umpires are having to intervene. Not what we want to see at the end of this. A game that's really been riveting. Hard fought, but enthralling, and it ebbed and flowed for the first 2 days.
Yeah, something for the match referee to look at. Yeah, we don't mind hard cricket, competitive, but one feels that there was a little bit more. Players get into each other's spaces, starting to push each other around. Umpires eventually gets hold of the situation.
Just a little replay there of Josh Richards and Luandro Pretorius. I think they might have been teammates in club cricket in Gauteng. You know, Luandro certainly as a schoolboy played club cricket in Gauteng for Old Eds. I think Mitchell van Buren's there as well. Not Mitchell van Buren, sorry, Josh Richards.
Yeah, there's certainly, after seeing that replay, there will be certainly some discussions afterwards with the match referee. That's not always what you want to see on a cricket game. I don't mind the odd word, but there was a bit of barging and bumping, which really in this game of ours is not acceptable.
Yeah, physical contact always a no-no. Right, spin. The captain, Donovan Ferreira, bringing himself on.
A couple of players might have the week off next week. Anyway, we're ready to go. Lazard Williams, only the 1 over. Spin. Into the attack.
Okay, Josh, he's going to come over to you. Towards your fiddle. Keep going. That's it, Josh.
Josh Richards has 41 at exactly a runner ball. He made pretty much a runner ball half century in the first innings. And
Play cricket, I don't want to carry on talking. No, but I'm waiting to bowl and he's having a conversation
oh
again.
goodness, umpires need a firm hand here, I think.
Yeah, it's time to call them in. I think the chatter continues. I think it's now the time for the umpires to settle things down. There's obviously been a couple of personal things said, some frustration from certainly the Titans, but also Joshua Richards.
Well, the two people who had the initial problem with each other are very close to each other at the moment, the wicketkeeper and the batter.
Yeah, the two teams from across the Hennops River have always been big enemies in the past. Yeah, and a lot of these players has played together in the past. And play a lot of cricket against each other, so certainly some niggle. Anyway, that has been sorted, thankfully, and Richard gets off the off strike. Hendricks, he's a wily campaigner, he's seen it all, he's quite the experienced player, so he'll try and get his openings partner to just take it easy, take a couple of deep breaths. There's still a job at hand. 63 now needed.
Yeah, Dom Hendricks, naturally a pretty calm, level-headed guy, and no need for Josh Richards to, throw his wicket away because he's lost concentration. Obviously, the Titans will try and get under the skin a bit because they're frustrated. They can't get the breakthrough. Just think of it all as distraction.
I think they've done more than try. I think they certainly have crawled under the skin, maybe under a couple of layers of Joshua Richards, but everything sort of back to normality. Lazard Williams, a change of ends for him. He's going to come into the breeze. Interesting. He's going to go with a short ball ploy. There's it will be towards the shorter side of the field.
Mid wicket is coming into basically the edge of the ring. Now see, that's the sort of length bowling from the Hennops River end where the bounce has been a bit up and down. It's been a bit inconsistent. It's not that short. It's back of a length, and maybe that's the better length for them to actually be concentrating on.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of steep bounce earlier from Janku Smith. Maybe just not enough deliveries in that specific length, that area. Short. Guided it to third man. There is protection, deep backward point. Maybe he tried to get it a little bit finer. Yeah, the frustration and the problems for the Titans is the run rate. The runs are just flowing too easily. Batting at 6 runs to the over, which means the Lions will almost feel that they've broken the back of this chase. Is that A little bit. It's not a lot, but a little bit of inconsistent bounce Ken was talking about. You just feel maybe a little bit more consistency hitting that particular length on and around it. Anyway.
Yeah, looking at the pitch this morning, and you can probably see from that picture that there are a few little darker patches in that sort of, not quite the middle of the pitch, but fuller than that. And it just shows you that it is a different grass covering there. And so depending on where you land it, the bounce will vary.
That's the length. There's a hot Williams. Ends. No. One more to go. But that's the length to be felt. We feel that more of. Maybe a little too late. Lots of movement from Lazard Williams.
Yeah, and you always get good bounce here. There's still movement. Surely that was the way they should have gone about things more often, the Titans. It was interesting to hear Junior Dala when we interviewed him on one of the days say that he felt that the delivery aiming at the top of off stump was a bit too easy for the batsman to play in this game, hence the Titans deciding to go a little bit shorter in length. So Addy without loss after 14 overs, and it's a great pleasure to welcome Titans legend and also a Netherlands and Proteas player Roelof van der Merwe. Donovan Ferreira is continuing to the left-hander.
No.
61 runs needed to win. I suppose Roelof at some stage the Titans will start thinking about saving their pace bowlers. They've got another game starting on Tuesday next week, and we'll probably see spin at both ends.
Yeah, it's a tough one to swallow. You know, it's been pretty one-sided in this innings thus far. Oh, and Dom Hendricks just leans onto a full one from Ferreira and dispatches it to the boundary. Yeah, it's they have to look at that. I think they came here today hoping that they can, put up a fight, get through, some of the top order, and take that into next week. But yeah, I think it's a little too late now.
And it's amazing because the first 2 days were so tightly contested. The two teams were neck and neck. And it's only yesterday, really, that the Lions pulled away. He'll have to get down quickly to save the boundary. He does. Lesego Senekwane. And I just think, 50 or 60 more runs if the Titans could have scored. It becomes a different game. I think 180, 200 could have been quite awkward to chase.
Oh, definitely. I think, if you look at those first few overs where Smith and Khalim went past the edge, created chances, and defending total of 140, it's quite hard. You need all those things go your way, and then put some pressure on them. And as you said, get to 200, puts another dynamic to defending it. So, but I think these two, they've played well here today. They've absorbed that initial threat, and they're just starting to dominate now.
Yeah, and if the Titans had scored, say, 60 more runs, it also would have seen them batting for longer in this morning session.
Yeah.
Nicely cut away for just one. And the Lions would also then have had maybe a little bit of time pressure. If you're chasing 202 sessions, that's 100 runs per session, which if you lose a couple of wickets, and it's just an added little thing to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. I think then the draw also comes into play. So, but I think just looking at how the season has started, the Lions have come into this game with a lot more confidence. They did compete well in the first two innings, and I think just that extra level of confidence they had coming out of the previous two games, it just edged it out here today.
Yeah, the Titans had to start their season in Paarl and then Potchefstroom, not the easiest places to go to. And of course a new coach as well in Rivesh Gobint, and Roelof, you've played for a long time. I'm sure you've been in a lot of change rooms with new coaches to a team. There's kind of a settling in period as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there is. I think the Titans blueprint's always been there now in the way that we play. So I think that's something that we could have, even though you're getting used to a new coach, there's still a way that you want to play and how you want to execute. And I think it just hasn't gone the Titans' way for this first three fixtures of the season. And they're under a bit of pressure now in this competition to really turn around going into that final game of the first lot. So hopefully they come away with a win next week or show a lot of improvement, and then take that into the T20 competition starting end of the month.
I suppose the one positive to take away from this game for the Titans is that playing against a side that's dominated four-day cricket for the last two seasons, Titans actually had a very good first 2 days. They were matching the Lions, and so I guess that gives them something to work with, the way they played on the first 2 days.
Yeah, that's what you've got to take out of this game. Obviously it looks like the Titans will be on the losing side of it, but you've got to take those positives and take that into the next game, and say we can compete. They are probably the best red ball team in the country, and you could compete for a couple of days. And you have to look at the positives. You can't harp on the negative the whole time. You're not going to turn your season or your campaign around in that way. So hopefully they can take the positives out of this and put in a better performance next week.
I heard you mention you've been in Canada. Were you playing over there?
Yeah, a bit of the 60 ball stuff, the shortest of the short forms. It was a great trip to Canada. Vancouver is a lovely place, and we got lucky. Not got lucky. We played some good cricket to win the trophy. So it was a successful little trip away.
Well, there we go. Maybe just what the Titans need heading into the T20 challenge. Roelof van der Merwe always has a winning mentality, but he's fresh from winning a trophy. Doesn't really matter what trophy it is, does it? I mean, just winning a trophy is always nice.
No, definitely. And I mean, if you just coming back, to SuperSport Park, the T20 is almost starting. I think sometimes, just a change of format, few different faces, that can also just spark something to get the turnaround going and a bit of momentum.
Nicely pulled away by Dominic Hendricks, well in front of mid-wicket. And that's another boundary to the Lions captain. end of the 16th over. 92 without loss, so just 49 more needed to win.
Well, so yeah, 2 minutes down for the single. Cool, thanks. Ooh. Yeah, this is.
Just looking at the players available to the Titans rule off, it's a pretty powerful T20 outfit. A lot of experienced players, a lot of explosive players that you guys can put out on the field.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, obviously there is a Proteas fixtures that's going on, the SSA fixture, so we'll first have to see what that looks like and how we're going to set up for the T20s. But yeah, no, I think the boys are always excited to play T20 cricket.
We saw him here briefly this morning before he heads off with the ladies' side to Potchefstroom. Pierre de Bruin, you would have enjoyed being here yesterday. During the lunch break, he took a fielding session with some of the players who aren't playing in this game but are in the T20 squad. Hit down, straight down the ground by Josh Richards. Lovely shot, all the way for 6. And that's a second half century in the match for Josh Richards.
No, Pierre's always got a way to bring intensity to fielding and to people he coaches. So I've always enjoyed the way he goes about things, and yeah, I think he's a good asset to have on your side and push us forward.
Yeah, Pierre had them running around the outfield in the midday sun here yesterday, just relentlessly hitting high balls. Still a lot of chit-chat out there.
Keep shouting, buddy.
At the moment, though, the Lions are doing their talking where it matters, on the scoreboard.
Yeah, still a lot of chat out there. Which I suppose that's a positive you can take out for the Titans. They're still trying, obviously, back against the walls, still giving it everything. But yeah, I'm also a big believer in talk with the ball and the bat rather than with your mouth. But yeah, it is what it is. I think they're in a commanding position, so it's a tough one for us to swallow. And you always have that bit of extra niggle towards the end when guys are beaten or it's not quite going their way. But yeah, I think the big thing for the Titans is to next week make sure that they push back and put in a lot stronger performance.
As you say, the good thing is that they clearly care. They'll be feeling a lot of hurt if, as is probable, they go down to a third successive defeat. Franchise with a lot of history behind it, a lot of halcyon years, and none of these players want to let down the Blue Daisy. And I think they can just focus on those first 2 days and how well they played, and then just realise that they're just little moments on the third day, key moments that they lost back to back, and suddenly the game runs away from you.
Yes, it happens quickly. You have a guy bowls one good spell and that changes the whole game. So, and the way they stuck at it yesterday and bowled at the Titans was an exceptional effort. And I think that's what teams would want to imitate. Is doing that over and over and and breaking through. But yeah, they have to change something around. You know, obviously there will be conversations after the game and on how that's going to happen. And yes, I think that's the thing about the Titans is they will come back. You know, they've always have, and yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Just the one to mid-wicket. Yeah, I think there's way too much talent in this Titans team for them to be bottom for too long.
Yeah, it'll take something special from either a bowler that takes an unbelievable 5 for or a big 100, you know, just to get that confidence back in the group and put a performance together as a collective. I think that's the big thing, and as soon as you get that confidence back, you know, things start happening for you. You know, those 50-50 sort of things go your way again, and you know, then the first 3 games is all forgotten, and then you just kick on and continue through the season.
Do you think it's a good thing that the next game is so soon, that they've got to do it again on Tuesday, so there's not too much time to linger on what went wrong?
No run!
Yes, I think, you know, you want to get back on the horse and get that good performance in. You know, the other side of it is, you know, you've come off 3 average games. Take a break, maybe start with a T20 competition. You know, new format, new faces, bit of different energy in the group. But you know, I think they would want to get out there next week, and obviously there will be chat about how the Titans is playing at the moment. You know, they've always been a team that always competes to the highest level, but they would want to fix it as soon as possible.
Oh, didn't get hold of that one, Josh Richards, off the glove. He was trying to get that quite fine, and yet there is a short fine leg, but also a fine leg on the boundary who's very fine. The no ball brought up the 100 for the DP World Lions. Really trying to target that leg side, Josh Richards, even though it's pretty packed there. 2 fielders in front of square on the boundary, 2 behind square, 1 in, 1 out. And there's also a quite deep, quite straight mid-wicket in place. And a short leg.
I think obviously Josh is now playing with a lot of confidence here. And I don't think he's even seeing those guys on the boundary. He's thinking, if it's in my area, I'm going to dispatch it. So,
yeah, confidence, you mentioned it. It's been noticeable this season that Josh Richards, he's had a couple of tough red ball seasons, and has always been a little bit dogged as an opening batter, more your traditional sort of opening batter. And I like this season how he hasn't gone into his shell. It's like he's decided, this season I'm going to express myself. I'm going to play with freedom. And it's made such a difference. He's been in great form this season and is scoring a lot quicker than he has in the previous 2 campaigns.
no, definitely. I think, you know, obviously with those type of experiences where things don't totally go your way, you know, you still develop a way to combat that and negate that. I think he maybe understands his game a bit better now, and he knows how to score with the red ball. So I think that's something that he's now developed, and through all that hard times, I think that's something that he's now brought into his game, and he understands it a bit more.
Today is his third half century on the trot.
Yes.
Good, Leslie. Lovely efforts, Leslie. Lovely, Leslie. Good energies, Les.
Nice to hear Lazard Williams getting some encouragement from his teammates.
A little bit towards you. Dead center. I mean, leg stamp. Yeah, sorry. Overrate update,
Well, you can just hear the umpire communicating with the match referee, Shahid Vadvala, that they're going to carry on with just 37 runs to win. Lunch break will be pushed back. Lunch scheduled for 11 minutes time.
He said 11 minutes past. What time did you say?
That time doesn't even make sense because 12:11 is supposed to be lunch.
Well, that's what we're saying. You'd only be able to bowl after.
Sounds a little bit like they've changed their mind on that decision.
Time is the most precious thing in life. What do you bowl?
Bit of philosophy being dispensed out there.
Precious thing in life.
I think the whole discussion's in Ndwandwe whether he can bowl, because obviously he's been off the field now for a period of time, and yeah, it says only 11 minutes past 12 he can start bowling, and that will effectively be lunch. So yeah, I think they've given the ball to Jorich here. Handy little right arm off spinner, more known for his batting, but there's definitely potential there to become more.
Always like to see a young batter adding the extra string to his bow. A little bit too leg stumpish to start with, but not a bad length.
Yeah, I think you can put that one down to the captain, giving him no time to warm up and and get into his stride. But no, I think he's definitely obviously a really nice player. Bats well, and as you say, if he can add that extra bow, it'll open up a lot more opportunities for him.
Made a very impressive half century on the first morning of this game. Just 18 years old, and he just looked very comfortable out there, and never that easy on the first morning of a red ball game here. There's protection down at deep backward square, so just a single.
Yeah, I think he's obviously played very, very nicely, obviously at schoolboy level and SN and 19 breaking some batting records. But the potential he's showing now at such a young age, obviously at the highest level of South African domestic cricket, I think he's definitely one for the future.
I know you're not a selector, but he could feature in the T20. He can dash, can't he?
Yes, no, he's a very, very organised player. You know, he's one of those guys easy on the eye. So yeah, he's very organised, and I think he can feature in all formats. You know, I think he's really got the potential, and you know, he's got a bit of drive behind him.
End of the over, 34 still needed to win. Richards has got his half century. Dom Hendricks on 46 is just one hit away from also going back to back in terms of 50s in this game. And Hendricks has the strike. Donovan Frere just changing ends now, bowling from the in-off river end. The player from short fine leg is being moved into a shortish extra cover. Donovan Frere is obviously a very dangerous batsman, but I just want to chat a bit about his bowling. Picked the gap, did Dominic Hendricks very well. And it goes all the way. What a way to get your 50.
Yeah, obviously Dom, you know, seasoned campaigner, you know, very, very organised player. I think he's played the situation very well here today. And with Don, he's obviously known for his white ball bowling, majority of his career, but, you know, he's a very skillful and talented cricketer. So, you know, it won't surprise me if he gets a breakthrough at this late stage. But, yeah, unfortunately, didn't go their way today.
Have you been helping him with his white ball bowling?
Yeah, we have our conversations in the net. You know, it's always nice. You know, we've got a lot of spinners on staff, so there's a lot of ideas that change hands, and you know, and obviously done a bit of work with Jorich as well. You know, he's a guy that puts a lot into his batting, but you know, I would like to see a bit more going into his bowling as well.
Here is Van Skarkvik getting a second over, and just turned around the corner by Dom Hendricks for one. Again, in the gap, very well played by Josh Richards. Gets another boundary. Lucky to get away with that one from Skarkvik. The Lions have clearly been very, very motivated in this game. I think a bit of a feeling in their camp that the Titans slipped off the hook. Straight down the ground, but overpitched this time by Van Skarkvik. 4 more. The Titans slipped off the hook a bit in the 4-day final at the end of last season. Batted really well, of course, to save that game, but I think the Lions have kind of come out here with a bit of a score to settle.
Yeah, it's always a heated contest between as they say, the Boerewors curtain. But yeah, no, I mean they're a very organised team, and if you slip up a bit, they will make you play. So we competed well for the first 2.5 days here, where I think it was a very closely contested contest. But it's just that extra consistency that's allowed them to get the upper hand in this fixture.
Van Skalkwyk ends his second over. It's a nice opportunity for him just to do some proper match bowling.
No, most definitely. I think, coming into these type of games, proper first-class cricket games, and, there's different pressures in bowling. And for him to get overs on the belt is crucial. I think, if you look back at a guy like JP Duminy, played it for South Africa just as a batter. As soon as he started developing his bowling, they started thinking about, he can be our frontline spinner. So it gave him a lot more opportunities, and I think that's one thing that Jorich can also exploit.
So important in terms of selection. If as a batter you can bowl a bit, if you can make yourself someone who can bowl 6th or 7th, bowl a couple of overs per innings. Ferreira's just dropped short there, and Hendricks onto it very quickly.
Yes, I think that's very, very relevant at SuperSport Park. It's known as a seamer or fast bowling friendly venue, and if you can just have one of your batters filling in those 12, 13 overs maybe in the game at some times, so I think it's very crucial.
Generally a tough place for spinners, SuperSport Park. But Roelof, you've enjoyed a long and very successful career here. What's been the secret to your success as a spinner here especially?
I would want to say flight and guile, but I think it's probably the fact that I can bowl Yorkers. I think that's something that's over the years been crucial, especially on a wicket of this nature, where it's so true. It's a great venue to score runs. The ball travels. It's not a big surface, so I think being able to bowl Yorkers has helped me a lot.
Nicely struck by Hendricks. And Milan is giving chase. Four more runs though, 133 without loss now, and now the Lions are just 8 runs away from victory.
Yeah, so it looks like they'll definitely be enforcing the extra half an hour. It's supposed to be lunch at this stage, so yeah, it looks like they will follow through on till the end of the game.
Oh, beautifully bowled by Jorich van Skalkwyk. And you could hear the roar of delight as he's got his man. He's got the wicket. It's his maiden first-class wicket. Well done, Jorich van Skalkwyk. And an excellent delivery as well.
Yeah, I think obviously the game is done and dusted here, but I think that'll, especially for him, bring a lot of confidence into his bowling, and you never know, he might just pick up another one. Lovely length, and just trying to work him through the offside there, and he found the outside edge.
As long as you're happy. Well, very good innings, though, by Joshua Richards. 61 he made off 65 deliveries, and he's taken the Lions to the brink of victory until this happened. That's nicely bowled. It might have just caught a little bit of rough there, but decent turn. And a moment to remember for Jorik van Skalkwyk.
Yeah, I think the way that Dom and Josh have timed, and the rate that they scored at, it was tough at the start, and they got through that initial period, and then just took the game to the Titans. I mean, rate achieved is 6 and over, so it's a dominating performance here by them.
Reza Hendricks comes to the crease. Was
Guys, come in, right some around. 5 left.
dismissed for just 2 in the first innings. Bit of a contentious caught behind decision. So I'm sure he'll just want to have a little asterisk next to his name after this. Nicely bowled again.
Yeah, I think as a batsman, this is probably the one situation you don't want to come into. A little 4 not out is not really going to do anything to the average, but losing your wicket will hurt. So it's a tough time for him to come back, but another very, very good delivery by Jorik.
Nothing to gain and quite a lot to lose for the new batter. Bit of a gift, that one, and Reza Hendricks gratefully accepts it. One ball to go in the over. I think Van Skalkwyk will be determined that the winning runs don't come off his bowling. Yeah, he's finished well enough.
Over up.
139 for 1. Just 2 more to win for the DP World Lions. Right, are we going to get a real part-timer coming on to bowl? It's often fun when there's just a handful of runs left to go. Who's the funniest bowler you've seen bowl in your career, Rulof?
I've played a game where Marcus Trescothick has actually bowled a few balls, and it was quite funny. Almost got a wicket, which I'm glad he didn't. We'll never hear the end of it, but yeah. That was quite an interesting and funny moment.
Talking about your days with Somerset, Donovan Ferreira is a proper bowler, though. He's the captain, standing up, taking responsibility. You can see Ferreira has done most of his bowling in limited overs cricket. He really darts it in there. He did, however, have one very memorable day in 4-day cricket in Potchefstroom, when he got his best figures of 6 for 38 and got 4 or 5 in the other innings as well. 11 wickets in the match. That's going to level the scores. So Ferreira is not going to concede the winning runs. Just one more needed now. Van Skalkwyk keen. He's at his mark already. Given umpire Brad White his sunnies.
Yeah, it is a bit late in the game, but I would actually like to see a little short leg in there. Obviously, he's using the slope of the wicket a bit, so I think like a leg slip or a short leg could come in play here and get him another wicket.
Oh, the misfield. And the misfield by Darla has allowed the single, and that is victory for the DP World Lions. A commanding victory by 9 wickets, and just quite astonishing last day and a half of this game. It was a tightly contested game, very even, but then the Lions, as champion sides tend to do, won the big moments.
Yeah, I think big disappointment here for the Titans. You know, three losses on the bounce, and there you can just see the match summary. The first innings is well contested, and then obviously that 5 for 64 for Blakey that's made the difference at the end of the day. I think also just through this last innings how those openers Richards and Hendricks controlled it. I think there's always a chance of a few quick wickets and putting your team under pressure, but they played that situation well and came up tops with a 9-wicket victory.
Yeah, and mention needs to be made as well of Delano Potkin, and not for the first time, really stepping up in the lower middle order for the DP World Lions. Took them from 189 for 6 to that eventual total of 386. And parity, a small lead of 18 runs, and with great support from Bjorn Fortuin and Cody Yusuf. So the DP World Lions have won this game by 9 wickets, and do hold on for a few minutes because there will be post-match interviews. Sia Plaatje is our man of the match here at SuperSport Park. A very well deserved award for that, mostly for that outstanding burst yesterday evening, and finishing with 5 wickets in the second innings. Sia, it's your first game for the DP World Lions. Do you think it could have gone much better?
I think it's been a great start, to be honest with you. To get the win at the end of the day is very, very special. I think fivers and hundreds, you want to score them in winning situations, and I'm very glad I could contribute to the win.
You bowled well in the first innings as well, but just really stepped it up yesterday evening. What do you feel was the difference between your first innings performance and that wonderful spell where you took 4 wickets in no time at all?
I think the game presented us an opportunity to get ahead. I thought we batted really well to put ourselves in the position where we kind of made a new game out of the whole situation. So I felt like we kind of had to throw a couple of punches, and I think that kind of just gave us the energy. I think not just myself, but the guys that bowled first up, Cody and Luto, I think they set us up really nicely. The energies were high, and then Bjorn came on as well to close it off there at the end. It was a very special team effort.
Given how quickly you bowled in the second innings, you're obviously feeling very fit and well. You must be taking a lot of confidence from this performance into the rest of the competition.
100%. I think winters are a very dark place. A lot of work goes into the winters, and there's 4 situations like these. It's only the first game of the season. We've got a lot more cricket to play, and I'm just really looking forward to the next couple of games.
Thanks very much, Sia, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, with Titans captain Donovan Ferreira. Donovan, it's all ended in a bit of a rush today, and you've lost by 9 wickets. But the match was a really evenly contested one, wasn't it, for the first 2 days especially?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think we started off well with the bat. They responded pretty well. And then I think they just blew us away there in their second bowling innings. Credit to them, credit where credit is due. They really bowled well. They came with heat. They deserve this win. So, you know, sometimes in cricket it's sometimes a bit of luck, but I think they've outplayed us this game. And yeah, it's for us to go to reflect and to take it on the chin and move on.
Yeah, you talk about yesterday, and the day started with the momentum out of Titans in a really good position. You just couldn't get those breakthroughs after the early wicket. A couple of big partnerships got the Lions level, and it made it difficult for you guys. And it's just little key moments, isn't it, that they went against you guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously decisions are not in our hands. You know, one decision, a crucial decision, went against us over there with Cody standing on 6. You know, that's a big moment in the game for us. But like I said, they responded well. They were level-headed, and like I say, they outplayed us in that day. And then obviously Plaatje's spell, I have to commend him over there. He ran in for 8 overs and actually bowled an international spell there, which is credit to him.
3 losses in a row is obviously not the ideal start for the Titans, but you must be pleased today that there was fight shown. It's obvious that the guys do really care about the Daisy badge.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the Titans' way. Obviously, you know, results didn't go away in the first 3 games, but that's life. You know, one team has to win and one team has to lose. So the way we've been doing it, you know, we have to keep reflecting. We have to keep growing. You know, I'm sure this won't carry on for a long time. We're hard on ourselves, and we're going to bounce back as soon as possible. But it's important that we just focus on ourselves, not get distracted by outside, you know, distractions. Focus on ourselves, pull together as a team, and come back stronger. We have no other choice, and I have no doubt that the guys will do that.
Thank you, Donovan, and best of luck for next week when you host the Warriors here from Tuesday.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
pretty convincing win in the end. But you guys had to work hard.
Yeah, we did. We were definitely tested over here. If you look back to yesterday, we were about 6 down overnight. So the game was very much in the balance. We still had about 200 runs to sort of knock off, if I'm not mistaken. So we were put up against it, and the boys pulled through nicely. Delano played a phenomenal knock, and great support from everybody in the lower order really to just contribute to knocking off that deficit and then giving us a slight lead. And yesterday our bowlers ran out, in particular Sia Plaiki, and a phenomenal effort from him, and well-deserved man of the match. I'm so happy for him. He's put the work in the last couple of weeks, and there's no surprise that he was successful in this last game.
You mentioned yesterday, and you guys were still 99 runs behind with 6 wickets down, and then a 7th wicket fell straight away. But yesterday was the day when you guys really clicked into gear, and as a captain, you must be delighted that when the chips were down, when the backs were against the wall, that's the time when the team really came through, when the character was shown and you played your best cricket.
Yeah, 100%. I think the big thing is that, in particular, any third innings of a game, it sort of sets the game up. So whichever team can get a sort of a step ahead in that instance, it will set it up nicely for that team and basically set the game up. So our boys came out just before tea. We had about an hour and 20 minutes, and they literally gave the Titans nothing. I mean, the average scoring rate of this game was about 3.5 to 4 runs and over, and we were going at under threes for that whole sort of hour and 20 minutes. So all the seamers set the tone nicely, and yesterday it was Sia Plaiki's day. So no surprises that, like I said to you, he's put the work in behind the scenes, and he was successful in this game.
You started the season with 2 games on the coast and now a 3rd game away from home. Next week you're finally at home at the DP World Wanderers Stadium. The batters all look in form. The bowlers are doing well. Sia Plaiki looks like a really exciting addition to the bowling attack. You must be really pleased with where the DP World Lions are at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everybody's sort of done their job so far, and everybody's contributed in some way, shape or form in the last 3 weeks. Again, it's 4 weeks in a row for us, so it is quite testing. So there might be a couple of changes next week just to make sure that we can sort of sustain and manage the workloads, because the workloads are the most important thing. Again, you need to take 20 wickets to win the game, so we're always keeping an eye out on the bowlers. So yeah, really happy with where the team's at, and really happy about this win today.
Thanks, Tom, and very well done.
Thank you.